It happened in Upanishadic days that one young boy, Shwetketu, was sent by his father to a Gurukul, to a family of enlightened master, to learn. He learned everything that could be learned. He memorized all the Vedas and all the science available in those days. He became proficient in them. He became a great scholar. His fame started spreading all over the country. Then there was nothing else to be taught. So the master said, "You have known all that can be taught. Now you can go back home." Thinking that everything had happened and there was nothing else, because whatsoever the master knew, he also knew, and the master taught him everything. Shwetketu went back, of course with great pride and ego. He came back to his father. When he was entering the village, his father, Udalak, looked at him coming back from the university. He saw the way he was walking very proudly, the way he was holding his head in a very egoistic way, the way he was looking all around, very self-conscious that he knew. The father became sad and depressed, because this is not the way of the one who really knows. This is not the way of the one who has come to know the supreme knowledge. The son entered the house. He was thinking that his father would be very happy. He had become one of the supermost scholars of the country. He has known everywhere, respected everywhere, but he saw that his father was sad. So he asked him, "Why are you sad?" The father said, "Only one question I have to ask you. Have you learned that by learning which there is no need to learn anything anymore? Have you known that by knowing which all suffering ceases? Have you been taught which cannot be taught?" The boy also became sad. He said, "No, whatsoever I know have been taught to me, and I can teach it to anybody who is ready to learn." The father said, "Then you go back and ask the master that you be taught that which cannot be taught." The boy said, "But that is absurd. If it cannot be taught, how can the master teach me?" The father said, "That is the art of the master. He can teach you which cannot be taught. You go back." He went back. Bowing down to his master's feet, he said, "My father has sent me for an absolutely absurd thing. Now I don't know where I am and what I am asking you. My father has told me to come back and return only when I have learned that which cannot be learned, when I have been taught which cannot be taught. What is it? What is this? You never told me about it." The master said, "Unless one inquires, it cannot be told. You never inquired about it, but now you are starting a totally different journey. And remember, it cannot be taught, so it is very delicate. Only indirectly will I help you. Do one thing. Take all animals of my Gurukul. There were at least 400 cows, bulls and other animals, and go around to the deepest forest possible, and where nobody ever comes and moves. Live with these animals in silence. Don't talk, because these animals cannot understand any language. So remain silent, and when just by reproduction of these 400 animals have become 1000, then come back." It was going to be a long time until 400 animals had become 1000, and he was to go without saying anything, without arguing, without asking, "What are you telling me to do? Where will it lead to?" He was just live with animals and trees and rocks, not talking and forgetting the human word completely, because your mind is a human creation. If you live with human beings, the mind is continuously fed. They say something, you say something, the mind goes on learning, it goes on revolving. So go, the master said, to the hills, to the forest, live alone, don't talk, and there is no use in thinking because these animals won't understand even your thinking. Drop all your scholarship here. Shwetketu followed. He went to the forest and lived with animals for years. For a few days, thoughts remained there in the mind, the same thoughts repeating themselves again and again. Then it became boring. If few thoughts are not felt, then you will become aware that the mind is just repetitive. Just a mechanical repetition is going on in the mind. And there was no way to get new knowledge. With new knowledge, the mind is always happy because there is something again to grind, something again to work upon. The mechanism goes on moving. Shwetketu started becoming aware of his thoughts. There were 400 animals, birds and other wild animals, trees, rocks, rivers, streams, but no man and no possibility of any human communication. There was no use in being very egoistic because these animals didn't know what type of great scholar this Shwetketu was. They didn't consider him at all. They didn't look at him with respect. So and by, the pride disappeared because it was futile and even looked foolish to walk in a prideful way with the animals. Even Shwetketu started feeling, if I remain egoistic, these animals will laugh at me. So what am I doing? Sitting under the trees, sleeping near the streams, by his mind became silent. The story is beautiful. The years passed and his mind became so silent that Shwetketu completely forgot when he had to return. He became so silent that even this idea was not there. The past dropped completely, and with the dropping of the past, the future drops. Because the future is nothing but a projection of the past. Just the past reaching into the future. So he forgot what the master had said. He forgot when he had to return. There was no when and where. He was just here and now. He lived in the moment, just like the animals. He became a cow. The story says that when the animals became 1,000, they started feeling uncomfortable. They were waiting for Shwetketu to take them back to the ashram that he had forgotten. So one day the cows decided to speak to Shwetketu, and they said, now it's time enough. We remember that the master had said, and you must come back when the animals became 1,000, and you have completely forgotten. Now is the time that we must go back. We have become 1,000. So Shwetketu went back with all the animals. The master looked from the door of his hut at Shwetketu coming with 1,000 animals, and he said to his other disciples, look, 1,001 animals are coming. Shwetketu had become just a silent being, no ego, no self-consciousness, just moving with the animals as one of them. The master came to receive him. The master was dancing, ecstatic. He embraced Shwetketu and said, now is nothing to say to you. You have already known why you have come. There is no need to come now. There is nothing to be taught. You have already known. Shwetketu said, just to pay my respect, just to touch your feet, just to be grateful. It has happened, and you have taught me which cannot be taught. This is what a master is to do. Create a situation in which the things happen. So only indirect effort can be made, indirect help, indirect guidance. And whenever direct guidance is given, whenever mind is taught, it is not the religion. It may be theology, but not religion. It may be philosophy, but not religion. Spiritualism and the journey towards spiritualism is all about knowing who you are, who I am. And it is the journey moving from the egoist state of mind to no mind, a state of thoughtlessness, but with complete awareness.